we'll call this one gifts. Good gifts wrapped in not so good wrapping paper or something like that, right? Like what you wouldn't believe is a gift, right? Because it's packaged in something that actually it doesn't feel very good. But it's in like going through the things that don't feel very good with him that you get something that you wouldn't otherwise get if it always felt good. Going through things that are uncomfortable, going through things that don't feel good, and coming to know that he is on your side in that place. He seems to be the one that is the vindicator upon your behalf. Like disappointment and loneliness. Those two things have been pretty present in my life, right? And it's you go through that, right? And I have been going through that, but this is what I feel like I'm receiving. I'm invested in what he is doing in my life, and there is an honor to what he is doing in my life, and there is a looking to him in my life, and there is a no longer feeling disappointed like I once felt disappointed because I've gone through disappointment. It doesn't mean I don't feel disappointment, but my relationship to disappointment has changed. My relationship to loneliness has changed. There seems to be something that he is giving to me, a gift wrapped in something that doesn't feel good. This is what I don't love. A bunch of people feeling like no one can be down or something. Trying to keep everybody in cheery spirits all the time. No, I don't think that's actually healthy. I think it's actually good for you to be disappointed. And I actually think he orchestrates people to be disappointed with one another for you to be brought to him, where then you are brought into knowing that he's invested in your life. Relationally, he's invested in your life. You go to him in disappointment. You say, I'm disappointed with this. This did not go the way that I wanted it to go. I want what I want now, and I'm not getting it. I feel disappointed. You know how fickle human beings are? You know how many emotions we have on a day-to-day basis? I used to feel like I had to be the one to put everyone's fires out. And I greatly neglected myself in that. And now I'm coming to find, dude, humans are just weak in this way. That's kind of beautiful. Whenever you see it like through like a new lens. I'm like, no, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to get angry. You're going to get sad. You're going to cry. You're going to do all these things. But may you find what I'm finding, which is him in those places. Like only he can be in those places. And I feel like there's something that gets richer in time. There's this investment in your life. Because if you could always just like call someone when you feel disappointed, I don't love that. I just don't love it. Because this just becomes like the symptom of feeling what I don't want to feel is now alleviated by this person being here. And I'm like, look, maybe there's a place for that. There is. I don't really know very much about it. I've lived a pretty lonely life. But there's something that I'm getting out of this lonely life. That I see how people are close with one another, community or whatever you want to call it. I'm like, you guys don't have what I have. It is good to go through these things. And I'm saying, like, don't go and look for it. What you will find that what God has put in your life is already there. I think just over time you stop resisting it. And then you take it to him and he brings you through a process of repentance and you change the way that you look at it. You're like, I received something that didn't feel good, and in that not feeling it, I couldn't believe that you were good. But I didn't know that was actually your goodness. Right? I didn't know that that rejection was for my protection. I didn't know that like you wanted to be that involved in my life. I didn't know that you cared this much. I didn't know that you wanted me to know that you were on my side in this way, where no one else could be on my side. I think when you hold on to disappointment, it's not awesome. It's not very good, right? It's almost like you just hold on to it. And I think behind that is this like, I know better. I shouldn't be disappointed. It's like you kind of have to be humbled in that place. And in that place, maybe disappointment or loneliness or whatever pain and suffering that the Lord has ordained for you to go through becomes too heavy for you. The cross too heavy for you to bear in your own strength. You take it to him, and then you are brought into a new world where he carries that suffering with you, where he is with you in that place, where he is on your side like no one can be on your side. This is what I believe will always happen. People are going to be disappointed with one another because we all fall short for being that ultimate relationship that is Jesus. And this isn't a message where you choose Jesus and not other people. It's not about what you decide to do. It just seems to be about the truth. We were made with that need to have someone that close. And I think that these things that are wrapped, right, these good gifts that are often wrapped in things that don't appear to be good and they don't feel good in the moment, but with enough time, you passing through what doesn't feel good actually becomes good as you find that he is with you in every season of your life. That he bears the suffering with you. That he is bearing the suffering with me. You see, the thing in my life that I am hungry for and thirsty for is not more human relationships. Not that of in itself. Not that for that sake. It's to know the builder of my life, the one who has been with me in loneliness, that always had a plan for it, the one that has been with me in disappointment and said, you've had a lot of down days and I've been counting these. You've had a lot of down days and I've been with you. It's only a matter of time. I've shared with you in the suffering. I will share with you in the celebration when I come through for you, when I vindicate for you, when I redeem the things that have been lost because you felt disappointed. Because I think disappointment also comes with like this, you have to grieve it or something. Because you thought something was going to go one way and it didn't go that way. And so the timeline in which that was going to go that way, you have to kind of grieve the death of that timeline because it's not going to happen that way. And I've had to grieve many deaths and many timelines, but I've grieved them with him. And now I am rich. I'm rich in a way that I couldn't be rich if I was never disappointed. I'm rich in a way that I could never be if I was never lonely. So I wouldn't go and look for disappointment. I wouldn't go and look for loneliness. I wouldn't go and look for these things. But I think that each human being, each person, each one that belongs to him is already in this, whatever it is for you. I think just enough time passes by, it becomes too heavy for you, this cross that you bear. And so you take it to him and he says, I'll walk with you. I'll carry that with you. I will show you something that is good in this. I will work everything out for the good. For your good. And so now I'm just like, to avoid being disappointed by other people or to avoid disappointing myself, these things don't really apply to me anymore. Because I know what it's like to be disappointed and to feel disappointed and to live through disappointment and to live through loneliness. And you live through these things long enough that your relationship to them changes altogether. And then I look at other people and I think the way in which I would comfort another person is I allow them to be disappointed, to feel disappointed, to validate their disappointment, but not try to fix it. I'm liberated in that place. I'm not having to be the one that cheers everybody up. But by the Spirit of God, if it is appropriate, I will cheer that person up, but it will be the Spirit in me. So I'm liberated. I'm free from having to do it myself. It's not this community of people that are trying to keep everyone encouraged and prayed up all the time. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I think that's a lot that we're carrying that's needs to be taken to God and be like, you know what, I'm disappointed because so-and-so didn't show up the way that I would have showed up or whatever. Or I'm disappointed in myself because I feel like I let myself down. Take it to him. Feeling disappointed is not a bad thing. If anything, it just seems to be like a process of elimination. I'm disappointed. He's like, take this disappointment to me and you will no longer be disappointed. But it's not a temporary relief to your feeling of disappointment. It is the longevity of life, like going through life and seeing that he had a plan for it.